Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Brother Branch, and I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed to have such a wonderful guest today. We're excited what God is doing, and how God has brought us together to do His work. Let us bow our heads for a word of prayer as we invite the Holy Spirit into our lives. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to be faithful stewards for you, Lord, to be witnesses for you, Lord. Now, Lord, we pray you will bless this broadcast. Bless those who may see it. Bless those who are involved behind the scenes. Bless their families. Strengthen us. We give you the honor, the praise, and the glory. We're reading from Deuteronomy 8, verse 3. And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did their fathers know, that he might make thee known that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord does man live. Yes, you see, we need God in our lives each and every day. It is by His grace that we're even here. It is by His love, His mercy, that we are able to do the things that we are doing. And so we want to give honor and praise to God. We want to thank Him for all that He does each and every day. And so now, without any delay, I'm excited about our guest today. Yes, we have an exciting guest that's just going to enhance the work of prison ministry wherever he goes. And so I'd like to bring on our special guest today, Dr. Warren Crabb. Sir, please join us in the stream and share with our guests what you do, how you do it, and God has moved in your life. Could you give us just a brief intro bio of yourself, please?
Yes. First of all, let me say that none of what I have accomplished is according to my will. I gave up my will a long time ago. And once I gave up my will, I started accomplishing things, and I started seeing things that I had written down on paper while I was serving time in prison. I had got my last sentence was a 10-year sentence. It was the fourth time that I had been to prison. And this time was different because I gave up my will and I allowed God to work within me and raise me into a different person who went out inside the system. I wanted to come out a different person than the person who came in. So that happened, and He's been continuously blessing me ever since. Today, I have my own business. I am a doctor. I'm a mental health specialist. I have a doctorate in ministries. I have several businesses, and my passion is reaching back because the truth is, no one knows what an ex-convict goes through while they're in there or when they get out, except ex-convicts, because they're with strong individuals, especially the ones who have goals and aspirations, and people who love them and people that they love. And once get that burning desire of the Holy Spirit in you, you have no choice but to do what God say, and that's what I've been doing. So my whole
Praise
journey
His name.
has been about. My whole journey has been about giving back. The only way that I can receive is to give. And when I got out, I had a very hard time as an ex-convict finding decent places to live, getting decent jobs and credit, things like that. So I decided that the norm, what the media teaches about ex-convicts, I did my research and I found that it's not true. The truth is, about 10 to 12% of the people that's released from prison actually go back, but 80 to 82%, I'm sorry, 80 to 88%, they are productive citizens. They're little league coaches. They're business owners, entrepreneurs. They're community leaders. They're spiritual leaders. They're working with people in recovery from alcohol and drugs. we're doing a lot in the community. In my state alone, in Florida, there's 1.4 million ex-convicts. Okay, that's an entire
Wow.
society. Okay, that's in society, that the latter has no idea of the former. One society doesn't even know that this society is in there. But we are there. We're everywhere you turn. We're next to you in Walmart. We're next to you at the red light while we waiting the light to turn green. We're everywhere. No matter where you go, you're going to find an ex-convict. If you don't find an ex-convict, I guarantee you'll find someone that knows an ex-convict. That's how many there are. And
Mm,
my program, ex-cons living in the world today, exposes the good that ex-convicts are doing in society and how we're productive men. Not only productive, but we are making changes. We're making world changes. We're making the planet a better place. So that's what I would love. And also, the second part of that is ex-cons matter. Black lives matter. Dogs matter. Cats matter. Horses matter. Abuse a horse and see what happens. Okay? So ex-cons matter too. We also pay lots and lots of taxes. Okay? We are civilians. We are no longer incarcerated. We paid our debt to society. And we matter too. So we should be treated no different than anyone else. Uh, this is my mission. This is my goal. I go inside the prisons. I have 54 prisons available to me that I can go into and that I do go into with my empowerment and self enlightenment program. Uh, I go in and I let them know that, once they know that I'm one of them, then we can vibe. But if I
mhm,
go in there with my
mhm,
PhD, hi, I'm here to tell you what you need to do right and what you're doing wrong. They don't want to hear that. Okay, they have to know that you one of them. And they know. One thing about an ex-convict knows an ex-convict. It's like when I was in the world, I was a junkie. A junkie knows a junkie. So it's the same thing because it's a whole society within society that live by different rules. We walk different, we talk different, we absorb knowledge different, we treat people different. We're really in the habit of treating people like we want to be treated. And things like that. These are the things when you're incarcerated. If you're coming out with a plan and a goal, then that's what you're thinking about. You want to treat people like you want to be treated, and hopefully, not everybody's going to treat you nice, hey, but it's called emotional intelligence. So these are the things that the Doctor
mhm.
Project teaches ex-convicts about when they contact me when they get out. I know it's a lot, right? But when they do get
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
they do
that's
contact
fine. That's well, and because the first question I want to pose to you, with the struggle with individuals when they come out, and they literally come out in so many cases with just the clothes that they're wearing on that particular day, and trying to find employment. There seems to be this rule that's out there, this unwritten rule that because you're an ex-con, we're simply not going to hire you. And so one of the struggles that we deal with in terms of prison ministry, I should say two. One is housing, transitional housing, because sometimes families won't accept them. And then the other is employment. And so I'm wondering, as you have been involved in this work, how have you dealt with those two issues, employment and folks trying to find a place to stay?
Okay. Now, when I got out, it was September the 20th, 2013. This year, make 10 years I've been out there. I had $50 in the clothes on my back. It was some flip flops, some double knit pants, a t-shirt with a pocket on it, and that was it. They told me to get out and don't come back. Pay us $150. Go to the OIC. Make sure you go to 90 meetings in 90 days. Make sure that your probation officer can stop in and see you at any time. Blah, 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 blah. Follow this class, follow that class. And I did it because I was serious about my goals of obtaining, my goal. Um, I knew I wasn't going to go back. I don't care what I had to do. See, but I was also not training myself to think that I couldn't get a job. See, this is what the Doctor Project does. Yeah, as I told you, I'm a mental health specialist, so it's built around science and it's built around spirituality. This is what the Doctor Project does. It shows people how to manifest things. As a man thinketh, so is he. So I go on a job and I interview them. They don't interview me. I go with the confidence knowing that my creator has already set this path for me. So I've never, ever had a
Amen.
problem getting a job, ever, regardless of my past. I may have had a problem keeping the job because of my past, but I've never had a problem getting any job that I wanted. And I delved into health insurance. Okay, and I took the state licensing test and I became a health insurance specialist, the top salesman of a very large company, and I became the customer service specialist because I said I was going to be successful. And if this is making me $1,000 a week, then I'm going to do this. So that's my path. That's how I think. Not everybody has that fortitude. Some people, are happy with $350 a week. That's my car payment. Today. At one time, I couldn't pay. What was it? $450 a month rent. I couldn't do it, and I had two jobs. Since I've been out. When I started in health insurance, I had two jobs. The entire month, I made $250, and then God led the path to somebody who trained me to do, what health insurance was all about, the ins and outs. So I became a specialist, and I just mastered because I knew this was a path. And let me tell y'all something. Anybody that's listening to this, if you're an ex-convict, as long as you don't have fraud in your past, this is where the money is. Okay, it's nothing to make 50, 60, 70, $80,000 a year. It's available to us, but they tell us it's not available. That's a lie. I'm gonna put it out there. All right, 20% of the people do, act like that. But there are 80% of the populations who believe in giving us a second chance. And it's out there. But we have
Amen.
the mindset that it's not, then guess what? It's not. As the man thinking, so is he. Yes. Now the second part of that, the housing. See, that's what the Doctor Project does. We help people with housing, clothing, food. Some people don't know how to fill out an application, don't have a resume, they don't have identification. See, the things that civilians, I'm going to call civilians the people who's never done any time behind bars. Okay, the things that civilians take for granted, like toilet paper, soap, toothpaste, a comb or brush, a razor, these things are very important, and they're the basics of life. So food, clothing, and shelter is, the main basics, but all the other things that go along with it, like toilet paper. Here in Florida, they making them make one roll of toilet paper last a month.
Wow.
So yes, that's new since I've been out. But people, I'm always in contact with people coming out. The sheriff departments call me, the public defenders or the state attorney. They will call me because they know that I work with ex-convicts. All right, and they know that they will understand me and do what I say. At least for that while they're with me, they be good people. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, the ministry that I'm doing, because here's the thing. Black, white, brown, red, and yellow. Those are the people on the earth, and all the religions on the earth. I don't care what religion, what color you are. When you get locked up, you are a number. It doesn't
Wow.
matter what color you are, what you believe in, or any of that. It's just like in the old movies, they say when you go in the army, your heart can belong to God, but your behind belongs to, I mean, that's just how it is, you know. So anybody that's coming out of there in the right state of mind, I don't care what color they are, what they believe, they are part of my family. Don't nobody understand them like I understand them. And I'm calling out for 10,000 ex-convicts to help me in this process.
Wow.
And that's just a drop of ink in the ocean compared. You know, the United States have more people incarcerated than any country on the planet. Did you know that?
Yes, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
And did you know that
That
statistics
is
say that one third, one third of the United States population will be incarcerated in their lifetime? Did you know that? Yes, that's the
yes, that's
statistic.
important.
So yes, now one third of the population is being arrested at least once. That means that the people who are connected to them are also affected by this. So if it's a mother and a father, there's three people
Yes.
affected. If it's a whole family of a husband or a wife and children, I mean, come on, man. This is a serious issue. This is a state of an emergency. This is real. People are coming out of incarceration. They don't have direction. They don't know where to go. There's a million programs out here making money off of the name of incarceration, but these people don't know they exist when they've done 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They don't know these people exist, and they just, come on, man. The time has come for an organization to stand up and be right and in order. Not just for the money, but for the people, and that's what the Doctor Project does. That's what I do.
So, so that project. So walk me through that. I'm leaving prison today. I got just a shirt on my
Uh-huh.
back. I got $20 in my hand. I don't have a house
Mm-hmm.
to go to. How do I find out
Mm-hmm.
about you and your project? And what do I need to do to be successful? Even though I know you mentioned about I got to hit my believe in myself, and we'll come back and talk about faith here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
walk me through that project. I'm leaving prison right now. I don't have a place to go
Yeah.
to, and I don't even know about your project. So how do I find out? I'm in the
Okay.
state of Florida. How do I
As it
find out?
stands today, like I say, I go inside the prisons and the word spread throughout the prisons. Trust me, it does. Okay.
Okay.
The word spread about this convict coming in is helping people when they get out. Okay, and the name Crabb is not a common name. So if you calling somebody a crab, it's like that you look, you talking down on them, right? So
Yes.
to
Yes.
associate the name Crab with something that's bringing you up and not putting you down, it works on the psyche. So when they get out, and like I said, it's a couple of sheriff departments here in Florida. There's a couple of DA, prosecutor offices and public defender offices, besides grassroots organizations that know about me. But I'm still missing. They slipping through my fingers because I understand what you're saying. They're not aware. Okay, so by the grace of God, we're developing a means for them to contact us, through an app, and it'll give them direction. Now, those of them that contact me directly, I have gone to the police stations and the prisons and whatnot and picked them up. I've taken them to have shelter, temporary shelter. While they're in the shelter, they get food and clothing and whatnot so that they can go to work, even if it's at daily work, daily pay, labor pool. All right, and they save their money and they keep their shelter. And it's a process. Who says it's easy? I never said it was easy. It's a process. You had to be strong, you had to be determined, and you had to not want to go back to those 3 hots in a cot because they're not even serving 3 hots in a cot no more. You get 2 bags and 1 hot, and that steel cot with 1 inch, like this, 1 inch thick mattress on a steel cot. So they got that with my name on it, waiting for me to come back. Trust me, they would love for me to come back and spend the rest of my life there. Okay, the last time I went, I was facing 2 lives plus 40 years, 2 life sentences plus 40 years. And I wound up with 10 years in a jury trial because I'm not really a bad guy.
Wow.
I just was a drug addict, you know? So, it the process, you have to trust the process. And I'm not talking about no man-made process here. I'm talking about the process of believing and
Right.
knowing
Right.
yourself. Okay, you have to trust the process that you are going to be a better person than you are today, and you're going to leave today better than you found it. And if you do that 365 times, you are 365 times better than you were 365 days ago. I promise you that. Okay. So the
So when
idea
you
is to
talk
stay
about
busy,
housing,
work, stay busy, work. There are people like me out here. There are programs that help you with bus passes, with bicycles. You get your driver's license, get your little hoopty until you save your money and build your credit, get your nice car, nice place. And then you may think about a spouse. All right. And
okay,
then you might think about a spouse because you have to be able to take care of yourself before you can think about taking on the responsibility of any other human beings. So, I mean, it's a process. It's a
these
process. My
that
life
you're
has been
referring to, are they
accelerated.
uh,
I'm on a mission.
housing? Are they transitional housing? Are they what type of housing are you able to get
Okay.
those individuals as
So
they're
there are
coming out?
four,
Are they just
four
staying
different
in
types of
type of
housing.
shelter or something?
There's four different types of housing. The first one is for sexual offenders. Certain places, sexual offenders are not allowed to go.
Okay,
Okay,
right.
that's a very, very hard thing for me because there are a lot of people that was charged with sexual offense back in the '90s and the early 2000s. Okay, the second thing is what they call transitional housing. It's a halfway house or a three-quarter way house. If you're at the house halfway house, you will attend their NA or NA meetings. You will abide by the rules. You will pay your rent, and you'll get yourself together. Okay, the three-quarter way house for people who have a little bit more leeway, like they have a job that may be paying $15, $16 an hour. Okay, they have a place to change clothes, take a shower, get up and go to work, and rest on the weekend or study for a college course or something. Okay, I'm telling you, it's a mindset. If people want to get out and expect somebody to do something for them, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right, because nobody knows yourself like yourself, and nobody wants what you want like you want what you want. So you know the determination to fire your gut for what you want. I know what I wanted. I am striving to be the first African American trillionaire, and I'm a little bit old. You see the grades. You see the grades. So I may not have another 60 years. So my life is accelerated to do the best I can for humanity. I don't need $1 trillion for me. I survived off of ramen noodle soups for 8.5 years. But I need that money to make a difference. If you think money don't make a difference, then you're sadly mistaken. We need money to make a difference on the planet.
Right.
The name of my company is Transcontinental Society Unlimited Productions LLC. That means from coast to coast. I'm not thinking about a little town here. I'm talking about the entire country, coast to coast. It's the same problem nationwide. The number one country
Yes.
on the planet for incarceration, period. And most of these people, some people need to be there. Let me be straight. Some people, they know who they is. I'm not offending anyone. The ones who need to be there are there. But there are a lot of good people there. There are a lot of talented people. There are a lot of listen. There are a lot of beautiful people that's incarcerated, and if they can get out and let that beauty shine, they'll make the world a better place. You don't believe me? Look at me.
Amen.
Yes.
So these next question I have is, and you kind of hit on it a little bit, but want to walk you back a little bit and then come to today. What role has faith and your relationship with God made in your life you've kind of been in and out, you're working with humanity. How has God led you, and how was God leading you or not leading you prior to where you are today?
Okay. I gave my will up a long time ago, and I don't move unless he tell me move. Sometimes I aggravate the heck out of my wife with that. But if God don't tell me to move, if He not leading, I gave up my will. Because every time I try to lead, I mess up without fail. Okay, I can't get it right. That should be my middle name. Warren can't get it right, Crabb. Because I can't get it right. Okay, so but since I gave up my will, everything has been right. It's been and as I look back, I can see the progression. Okay, I started off, for example, just talking like I'm talking now. I would take the children in my neighborhood to the playground every afternoon, and I would sit in the car every Tuesday at 7:30 and talk on Facebook Live. Nobody was paying me no attention, of course, And then, I have a book that I wrote a dozen books while I was incarcerated, but one of them got published. So I'm doing book signings and whatnot. And I ran across a lady, and she had a baby, and I love children. Children love me, and me and the baby cuckoo and cuckoo to each other. And then the mother said, I'm Dr. McCaver. You I have the number one rated health show on iHeartRadio, and I would love for you to be on my show. Now, before that, the producer
Wow.
of this show, I was on her father's show, Brother Dozell. I was on his show, and then I was politicking. I'm hanging out. It's election time. I'm hanging out with judges who's running for re-election, and I'm supporting people. I'm doing my thing, and I'm ex-cons matter, ex-cons matter, ex-cons matter, ex-cons matter. Nobody's paying me any attention, really. But this is what God told me to do. Well, I'm right there. Yeah, so I do it, and then Dr. McCabe came, and then after Brother Dozell, then it was uh, uh, listen to us radio or something. It was a radio show. It's also a TV show that goes to Europe and the Caribbean. And I was supposed to go back on there for a repeat. I was demanded to go back by the audience. But in between that, things happen. And I'm in my car talking every Tuesday night on the phone. And then, after Brother Dozer, I met the producer of this show, and I knew what I had wrote this on paper years ago. By the way, all the stuff that I'm doing, it's been written in a $500 million proposal that I wrote while I was incarcerated. That's what my mind was. Okay. Yes, the radio station. I have a radio station today. WORK, Dr. Crabb Radio, 24/7. You know, the talk show that I have, like yours. And I'm on other shows. And I'm doing everything that I wrote on paper that I was going to do to help the world. All right. And then when they told me, this is going to follow you for the rest of your life, it hit me. Okay, since it's going to follow me for the rest of my life, I'm not going to let it be a burden. I'm going to use it as a soapbox,
Mhm.
and I'm going to stand on it. And I'm
Yes.
going to show the
Yes.
world that what you believe is not the truth. Do I look like I want to
Amen.
climb in your
Amen.
window and steal your alarm clock? I am an ex-convict, and I am proud that I served my time, and I'm a law-abiding citizen today. And not only am I a law-abiding citizen, I'm helping to make the community safer by helping ex-cons when they come out to get on their feet so they don't have to revert back to what they know how to do, which got them there in the first place. So that's
So
my
with the time we have left, I got one last question. We're about to close out. So for those
yeah.
individuals who are in prison ministry like myself, and we're going to just focus on a small area called reentry, that we want to get out and we want to help those brothers or those sisters that are getting out in a very short way. What would be your recommendation for those of us who are working in this industry? I'm going to call it an industry of trying to help individuals coming out into reentry. What would you tell us should be our first step along with following the lead of God? What else what prayer maybe should I bring to God about what his will should be in reentry?
Mhm. Uh, Please let me understand the simplicity of mankind. After all things, we all
Mm,
pee and poop. We pee and poop. We live and die. Everybody got that in common. Everybody pee and poop, live and die. I don't care who you are. We have that in common. And the little things that we take for granted, I'm telling you, the little things like a pair of shoes or socks without a hole in it, it helps. Encouragement, share a smile. Ask somebody, what are you grateful for today? I'm big on being grateful. Gratefulness is big in my mental health thing. It helps diabetes. It helps hypertension. It helps depression. It helps. Listen, there's a list of things that gratefulness, just being grateful, laying your head down at night, and before you go to sleep, have something to be
Yes,
grateful for. Even
yes,
if you're
yes,
able to go to sleep and you'll wake up in a better mood, in a better world, I promise. This is what
yes.
I try so hard. I also know people need toilet paper, and I don't want to smell your breath or your underarms, right? So they need the basic necessities. And I'm not talking about, teaching them, just feed the man a fish. How about we teach the man to fish? Be there, when they get
Amen.
out and help
Amen.
them along the way.
Oh,
Just don't throw them a fish and then go throw your next fish and get some money. Come on, I need more money to throw fish. No, it don't work like that because you're heading to ruin because you're doing things in your name and not in the name of God, or in the name of money and not in the name of God. I'm telling you, teach them to fish,
well,
and they'll come back and help you. That's
yeah,
what the
yeah.
Doctor Project does.
Well,
We're going to teach them
I
to
tell you,
fish,
doctor,
and we're
you
calling those
are a
10,000
blessing.
to help everybody else.
You are a blessing, and I want you to know that God has a special work for you to do. You seem to be doing that work that God has asked you to do, and it's been my pleasure just to share these few minutes with you. I have been blessed so much. I'm sure our listeners and viewers have been blessed as well. But more importantly from that, I've taken away some things that I can add to what I do and share that with others that do this work.
Yeah,
And so, by the grace of God, may He continue to bless you, grant you strength to continue to do His work. Thank you so much for taking time out your busy schedule to be on the Voices of the Shackle and Unshackle. God bless. Thank you so much. I look forward to having you back.
absolutely.
Oh, what an awesome guest we had today. And we're so thankful by God's grace that He took time out of His schedule. We see God working in a mighty and powerful way. God is the way. God has the answer. And so each of us that are working, have someone that is incarcerated, know someone that is in need, give up on them. Not just pray for them, but ask what it is that God would have you to do. God will open doors that you cannot open. God will continue to bless you and to bless those individuals that you're working for. Thank you for taking time out to be part of our show today. God bless. Remember Matthew 4:4, and He answered and said, Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord does man live. God bless you. Until next time, God willing.